Hey, what's up, everybody? It's me, Danae, and I'm here with a message for you. Bottom of the deck, we have the Ace of Truth. So we're going to be expecting some clarity. I'm sorry, the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords. So we're expecting some divine clarity and truth. All right, let's see what we got here. Hope you're doing well. Staying cool wherever you are, because it's pretty much hot as hell everywhere on the planet, as far as I can tell. Damn sure hot here in the Northeast, so I can only imagine in southern parts and western parts that are just known to be hot at this time. Texas, I know, is still having a heat wave, state of emergency as far as last I checked. And you know, I want to bring mention to the fact that I was feeling really drained today, you know, and it kind of came over me in an inexplicable way. I'd eaten breakfast, I was drinking water, just relaxing, not doing anything strenuous at all, but I was having a hard time keeping my eyes open, and then it dawned on me, and look what just popped out. But then it dawned on me that I had heard, like through the YouTube grapevine, that there was a solar flare coming into our realm, you know, coming into Earth, you know, in some way, shape, or form. I don't know if that means it actually hits Earth or just in our atmosphere, but I kind of heard that through the grapevine, and that was happening today. So if you're unaware of that, and you might be wondering why, aside from the heat exhaustion, of course, your energy might be a bit lower than usual, that could be it for you as well, just a FYI. And it has a huge impact on our energetic force in a very practical way. You know, it can make you feel a little bit tired and exhausted in the most extreme cases, but it also is a contributing force to these high influxes of energetic force that I've been speaking about, that are coming into the atmosphere by way of universal evolution and activity, but are having a direct effect on us, of course, as above, so below, to evolve our energetic force as well. The thing is that our bodies are not as well, they are prepared for it now, but it's not something that we experienced as much as we are at this time. You know, that our energetic bodies are coming into connection with universal bodies as much as they are, like, you know, ethereal and astral bodies as much, but there's a clash of that happening now. So just, you know, drink more water, get some rest, don't be afraid to rest, definitely escape the heat as much as you can. Stay clear of triggers and low vibrational energetic forces and places and spaces and even things. You know, keep your energetic field as clear as possible. Try to definitely cleanse and clear as much unnecessary debris as you can in the way of things that are a detriment to your vitality. You know, be that Queen of Wands energy that's in honor of her physical temple, and also in honor of her ethereal temple, and she being the host of that energy as well. I watch Ellery, she's a YouTuber, and I watch her vlog sometimes, and she says something like, I know my body is a temple, but I've been treating it like a trap house. And I just thought that was so funny. That's like the synergy between these two energies right here. Like, your body, the Queen of Wands knows, honey. That's Leo energy, confident, courageous, you know, star of the show, main character energy. She knows that, you know, her body is the temple. But every now and again, we can get caught up in those trap house vibes, you know. So try to eliminate that trap house energy as much as you possibly can with the overindulgence in any way, shape, or form, because those are the things that are actually going to contribute to the depression and depletion of your natural vitality. And right now, as I said, we're needing to maintain and reserve as much of that as we possibly can. Okay, so let's keep going. The devil's up here. I don't know if we're going to keep him at the top as if he deserves to be, but that's the first card out. Let's see what else we got. Not doing too much today. We're going to keep it simple, keep it cute. Especially when we lead him with the devil. We don't give him too much airtime. He don't deserve all that. Yeah, exactly. And another YouTuber that I love is Your Angelic Karma. And she always says, where there's strength, the devil is always lurking. And when I see the strength card, I usually think of that right away. Like, okay, where's the devil lurking right now? You know, not that we're always looking for the shooter drop or the low vibration, but you know, in the energy that you're sitting in right now, that people are looking. They're either spectating in speculation or in admiration or just wonder, you know, about how you're maintaining this position of strength that you are, how you're so courageous and you're so confident, you know, amidst all that maybe you have been through or overcome, or just maybe all that is going on in the world. You know, a lot of people can't relate to maintaining a harvest of spiritual fruit, you know, in a time like we're living in today, where you can maintain grace and kindness and peace and faith and generosity and gratitude, and you know, all of those essentials that are immeasurable by any practical standards. Sometimes that's kind of baffling for people looking on the outside in that don't necessarily possess those qualities or don't naturally find themselves able to, you know, connect to that type of energy, you know. So sometimes those energies can be the diabolical forces on the outside looking in to either see how they can obstruct or disturb that vibration, or how they can steal it, you know. So there's that, always that. But we said we're here for divine truth and clarity, but just know that you're sitting in the position of strength because you've been choosing your highest vibration no matter what. That's how you can do it, because no matter what comes your way, come what may, you believe that the glass is half full, if not altogether full. You know, like even if it's halfway filled, you believe that that's all that you need, you know, to succeed or to just be sustained and nourished. You don't need any more, any less than what the Spirit is giving you and what you naturally possess. That's the place of strength. Okay, you can do anything with that energy. All right, we got the King of Cups here. This is some.
My nose is bleeding.
What? Oh, jeez. BRB. Okay, I'm back from a very impromptu, as Nephilim, the goddess says, commercial break. I'm so sorry about that. Like, now I said that there was the solar flare energy in the atmosphere. I did not know that was going to cue the nosebleed. He does not regularly get nosebleeds, but I feel like that in itself was symbolic to definitely protect yourself, protect your energy, and be mindful of the more vulnerable energies in your space, i.e. your kids, your pets, maybe even, that are experiencing this influx of flow and may or may not even know how to place it. Now, I had actually talked to him about it because that's what we do, but you don't be afraid to share your energetic practices and spiritual downloads and uploads with your children in a way that they can understand it, because they're being affected just as much as we are, and sometimes they may even be reacting and responding to it in ways that, you know, with this Page of Cups here, this is like a kid energy, a child energy. And he is a Scorpion child. You know, they may be having reactions to it, even acting a little wackier than usual, a little wilder than usual. And instead of wanting to kill them, you might want to take into account that they're experiencing the current just as much as you are, okay? That's just a little side note. But anyway, I'm going to get into this, do a couple cards, and then I'm going to get back, you know, in closer proximity to my boy. So, King of Cups is an energy that looks like he's in some turmoil or despair or anxiety about his future, about what's to come. You know, that's just plain and simple what I get. You know, he exerted some energy out there into the world by way of emotional, I hear emotional abuse. That's just straight up what I hear. And then God forbid with this child energy here, maybe he was a victim of it. And then, you know, sometimes victims become, you know, perpetrators, or they perpetuate the energy of abuse. But I'm getting the sense that this King of Cups is in some spirit of regret, remorse, and even fear, because a lot of times the Nine of Swords is anxiety about events or activity that hasn't even taken place yet. You know, so there's some projection of anxiety for what is an expectation of energy to return. And this wands are energy cards with the Three of Wands here. It's like waiting for your ships to come in, but by God, sitting up under the devil energy and anxious about it. What could a King of Cups be anxious about except for the energy that he sold or expressed or expelled, I would say in this instance, to be coming back to him, you know, for him to reap that energy. And the anxiety is not knowing when it's coming, but knowing that it's coming. You know, it's coming one way or another. So let's see. Here's the Ace of Truth again, and yep, here's that Emperor. Emperor, what was you doing? Yeah, the Emperor was what am I trying to say? He was not manipulating. What's the right word I'm looking for? I was about to say like manipulating his power, but not manipulating. It's the other word. When you're taking advantage, you're using your power to take advantage of others. Abusing. And didn't I say abuse in that energy here? So I don't know if this Emperor, I don't feel like the King of Cups is the Emperor, but it could be. It could be. We'll keep going to see what's on the other side. It could be. And here's the Ace of Wands here. And we got the Ten of Pentacles here, which is about dynasty, legacy. You got the King of Wands, who's facing the Ace of Wands. Then we got the Hierophant. Yeah, they're stopping some crossover moment. The Emperor was definitely abusing his authority in some way, shape, or form, in a diabolical way, shape, or form. Yeah, it might just be the King of, he might be sitting in the King of Cups energy, which implies that there's been a demotion of sorts from that power because of the abuse. And that's also what the anxiety is for, because the demotion has already taken place. So now it's just a matter of what else? What else shall I lose? How I hear fall from grace, you know, how much farther shall I fall? Based on, you know, like, and be exposed, with the Ace of Truth. I said divine clarity. I mean, I keep saying the Ace of Truth. Why do I keep saying that? The Ace of Swords, with the truth and clarity that's being exposed about this manipulation of power in some way, shape, or form. The emperor is afraid of the emotions that he's going to have to face on it. Yeah, look at this. Wow. There's a tower based on the work that, yeah, this the justice card. The ways in which the emperor caused disruption and destruction in the lives outside of him based on, this is the work that he did to cause this destruction. Like 8 pentacles, that's almost 10. He invested a lot of energy and time in disrupting the stability and security of those that he more or less was entrusted to care for, to govern. The emperor is like a protector. He's supposed to be, anyway, in the highest vibration. He's supposed to, his power is supposed to bring stability and security to the kingdom, and by his leadership, but if the leader is not working in integrity and is working destructively, that's where the abuse of power comes into play. So working diligently to distract and destroy stars. That's what I hear. That's what I hear. And that is unjustified in every sense of the word, because, as I said, his power and authority was to be wielded for good works, to build stars, to fortify them, to create, a safe space of independence for them to grow and mature and blossom, and expand even. But instead, there was some resistance to that expansion, and the obstruction was caused in their life's work. Yeah, and particularly in couples too. I'm seeing here with the tower, and even with the devil card here, to keep divine unions bound and blocked and dismantled even, keep them weak individually so that they couldn't come into union holistically with one another. Because if you're not in an attractive force for love and for pure creativity, then you're going to be only attracting by the limitations that you're operating in. By that essence alone, you can't attract anything higher than that. So instead of him investing in the strength of the stars, whomever he had come across, whomever he was entrusted with the guidance of, he actually did more to keep them bound and limited by their, limited by emotional manipulation, mental abuse. I hope not physical abuse, because like I said, my son's nose started bleeding out of nowhere, which was definitely a sign, for that to happen in the middle of my reading. And then that was the energy on the bottom of the card, which represented him in a sense as the Page of Cups, which is childlike energy. But I get the sense that it's been from childlike stages that this emperor, who could also be considered either a father figure or a mature man, in position or in power, in some power or position of authority, that again has some governorship or responsibility for other individuals. And it could be a very societal sense of authority, in a more universal way, where these are the authorities of society that have positioned themselves and aligned themselves with a diabolical plot to suppress the strength and value of divine beings who are ordained to do good work, to do God's work in the earth. And instead of contributing to that, they created blockages and boundaries to suppress that strength, to cause disruptions in the most chaotic ways, so that every time there was some progression of work or evolvement or maturity, there was some interruption caused or imposed unjustifiably to to pretty much block that progression or to knock it down. Like every time you get take 2 steps forward, you get knocked back 5 steps or something to that effect. You know what I mean? And again, it was by way of emotional instability, because if you can disrupt a person's emotions, how they feel about themselves, how worthy they observe themselves to be, or I'm trying to find a word, like this is wild, that how literally how they love themselves. If you can disturb someone from the space of how they love and nurture themselves, you can disturb their worthiness. And if you disturb or distort their worthiness, imposing all types of guilt and shame and fear and self-hate and delusion and illusion about who you are and what you deserve, if you can do that at that stage, then you pretty much have tainted the source of fuel from which a person creates from, because then you'll only create from that space of unworthiness, that space of rejectedness, that space of neglect, that loveless space. It does not breed divine creativity. It only breeds a cultivation from chaos and survival on account of spiritual starvation, so that the things that you're doing are not pure just out of your own passion and your own peace and creativity. It's just you doing things to survive, to avoid some space like this, which ultimately puts you in a space like this, so it's just a cycle that keeps going round and round, where you're just blinded by how you can fuel the system based on your dependency and your obsession with survival, more than you are focused on what you can do to truly thrive and expand in the universe. It's a diabolical plan for sure. It's terrible. It's terrible, and it's unjustified, which is why the universe is here cleaning all that up. And on account of those that have withstood that great opposition and oppressor in its own spirit, in spirit and in truth, because obviously this is the energetic force that was oppressive, but these emperors, not just one, it's not just one, it's a conglomerate or a collective of earthly energetic forces that are working in the way of the diabolical plan to suppress divine evolution, but to have stood the test of time and courage to overcome that energy is what has ultimately paved the way for this shift of justice to commence. You know what I mean? For the balance, to happen. It's like those that were able to withstand that oppressive force in their own right have been kind of like the space holders is like almost holding the realm open, like if there's just a few that can withstand the wiles of the devil, then it gives the universe time to catch up, or for us to be ready for the universe to catch up within us. Like that force I was talking about, like we weren't quite ready to receive the energetic alignment and evolution that the universal order has mandated, that is almost organic to just life evolving as it does. There have been forces that have been oppressing that very intentionally and venomously, so that if we're all still stuck in these emotional cycles of turmoil and guilt and shame, we wouldn't be prepped and primed to receive the harvest of divine order, because we're still stuck in the carnal low vibrations of just looking to survive. And when you're stuck in that and society is projecting to you your way out or your path, to productivity, 9 times out of 10, it's not going to be a viable plan. You know, it's not going to be a viable outcome. It's very fleeting, and it's also perishable, which what leads to more of a cycle of death and destruction. So that was the cycle that diabolical energy kept us on, so that we would keep working for our own enslavement instead of working to be liberated and empowered, which is what the universe ordered ultimately. So these energies that have been opposing the evolution of the stars, you know, in spirit and in truth, are under judgment. And that's why there's this energy here, Hierophant. These are societies of emperors, you know. This is a force, you know, of energies positioning themselves. This is the structures even of society that have been erected for the very purposes of enslavement of the inhabitants, you know, to create these monster companies that are making the emperor of the company wealthy, but the lowest man on the totem pole can barely feed his family, you know, or barely keep health insurance, or you're selling bags and apparel and products at a ridiculously inflated prices, but they're being produced in places with deplorable conditions and sweatshops and such, you know. This is that energetic force here, this collective of I don't even know what to call it, you know, what to call them, you know, slave masters, ultimately, you know, for lack of a better term. And that is not exclusive to any race or even gender at all, even though these are masculine energies. These are masculine cards. It's about the energy of looking to exert your force and power, and again to abuse your power over the rights of others unjustifiably. And it's definitely judgment in the land for that energy in every way, shape, and form. All right, let's just get a couple more. And the only female energy on the board is the one that's standing in the power, in the position of strength, and implied in the devil as well, because obviously there's and this flipped out upside down, but I generally don't take, you know, reversals, but in this sense I am going to take it, because it's saying to me, like I just said, that this is the cycle that now that energy will be on. The full card, I almost never get reversals, but the full card is one who starts in the upright position, is one who gets to begin a fresh start, that has the faith to move forward. You know, that's a new exciting beginning, a new journey on the horizon, and that they're joyfully willing to embark upon. And these two energies here, to me, with the King of Swords, yet another masculine energy, is saying that because of the lack of integrity of these energetic forces in the land, you know, imposed forces, they're going to be on a continuous cycle of burden, not able to begin freshly, not able to start, not able to see to embody the faith, to see their way into this new cycle of life that is undoubtedly upon us. You know, the old world of conditioning is dying quickly, and just as fast as these solar flares are flowing into our sphere, is as fast as the new world is evolving and coming into creativity as we speak, where people are awakening to their true value, their power. They're awakening to their life's purpose and willing to take the fool's journey in the upright to get to it and to embark upon it, that are excited to use their authority, their positions of authority and prominence, to do good in the world and to help each one teach one and reach one, essentially, that are looking to reap the harvest of their good seeds sown into good soil, and that are looking to end cycles of burden that have been continually perpetuated in this society. This is a slave ultimately right here. Now this is one who willingly carries these burdens. This is one who is conditioned to believe that this is his load to bear, even though at any given time he could lay that down to rest and walk on his journey, lighter and much more free. But he carries these burdens because he's been told that it's his responsibility to do so, or that this is the only way through to some other desirable outcome. And this is the cycle that it's like that energy that's been perpetuated in the land. That's what you can expect if you're watching. You can expect that that's what you're waiting on, because you're unsure about what it is. You're anxious about what it is. The truth of the matter is that what you have expelled into the land for others to receive, perceive, and persist in is the fate that you can expect for yourself. That you will I can't say never, but with this fool coming out upside down, I tried to give the benefit of the doubt, but Spirit was like, that belongs upside down for a reason. And it's in direct alignment with the strength card, because you won't even have the strength because of the burdens that you're carrying on account of what you've expelled in the land. You won't even have the strength for a new journey. That's really the fate of it all, that you won't have the strength or the power. You won't be able to lay these burdens down as quickly and easily as you might want to, because you justifiably have sown them, and that is justifiably what you shall reap. So until you've at least completed that cycle of burden that this is a completion, the 10, you have your own cycle of burden now to complete before you can start any fool's journey forward, any faithful journey forward. And the stakes are so much higher and harder now that it's not really guaranteed that you will. You ideally in the highest vibration want to try to redeem your actions for the generations beyond you, if you're so blessed to have generations come behind you, or just so that the legacy that you leave behind could potentially be, upright. But as far as your life is concerned, it's not likely. It'll surely be by the grace of God that you could overcome such a burdensome past of sowing low vibrational, destructive, demented, distorted, disgusting seeds in the earth. This is like the grain of the harvest that you're carrying here. And until the Spirit says enough is enough, and that justice card justifiably, it's yours to carry. And there will be no starting over. There will be no beginning. There will be no faithful focus or even perspective forward, because you'll be too caught up in having to deal with the harvest that you created for it to be there to be energy for anything else. Yep, and that's the energy that you were in. The King of Wands, who has all the power in the world. Yep, and look, exactly. The King of Wands with all the power in the world, well, not in the world, but the King of Wands is one of the most powerful kings in the deck. He usually is a warrior of sorts. He's a conqueror, but with this energy here, it says to me that yet again, this inflection is saying that he used his power for some diabolical intentions to steal, kill, and destroy others. He used the elevation and the what's the right word? His exalted position of power, in this state, knowing a little bit more than others, being a little bit more passionate and prominent than others, because the King of Wands, he's always sitting on go. He's ready to conquer. He's ready to protect, in the highest vibration. He's ready to, follow his passions, but sometimes those ambitions can those ambitions that are not pure in this sense can lead to a world of destruction. And that's what this energy is given right here, that he used his ambitions to finesse the feminine energy more or less than he did to empower the feminine energy, because feminine force is you know, it's a gold mine in terms of productivity and prosperity. You know, if you can get some women on your side, you know, you can do some things, not to mention some valued women. I don't know how high valued these women were. Maybe some of them were, maybe some of them weren't. The Empress is here under the deck, so I'm going to go out on a limb and say that there was some objectification. And look, yep, wow. So he rejected the high value feminine energy that could have been longevity and stability and something, you know, creating something of value and that was lasting, for these fleeting energies here, these here for a good time, not a long time energies, because they were easier to manifest and manipulate from and on. That's what the King of Wands did. And his blind ambition to be the emperor, ultimately, he used the power of his finesse as the King of Cups and his diabolical intentions. And here are the couples here, where he used his force coupled with other feminine energies to do work that ultimately was manipulative to the evolution of the human spirit, and extracting more from the stars, you know, from that energetic force than he was adding to it, and actually destroying more than he was, you know, I can never find the word, but when I watch it back, I'll be like, but he was more in a destructive energy than he was in a productive. Yeah, destroying more than he was producing. There it is. That's what it is. All the while producing for his bottom line, but destroying many, you know, producing for his bottom line at the cost of many, particularly feminine energies that he coupled up with or aligned with to siphon their energy or just monopolize off of their fertile force, because that's what the Empress is. Like, even the most low vibrational females still are mostly fertile, you know, even if they're not physically fertile, meaning they can't have kids, there's still a vibration that a feminine energy, a female force has that a masculine just doesn't have. You know what I mean? That we literally can carry seed and mature it and nurture it and bring it to full term and even multiply it. And that's what he was manipulating here, in a personal sense and in a very general sense, in spirit and in truth. It's been, and generally, personally and universally, it's been this monopolization of feminine force for this agenda to manifest off of our energy, all the while siphoning our strength and not adding to our exaltation, you know, holistically. Not all men, not all women, of course, but that is the judgment here on this table today. And the justice is that now, as that wheel is turning, the feminine force is being exalted in her power, and she will have her own, you know, position of responsibility to not abuse that power that's been given to her now, or that's been turned back over into her, you know, as she's sitting in that Empress energy, not to reject creating out of that divine space of love, you know, that pure cup of love that this guy is rejecting, because what? He'd rather have the three that are easy to manipulate and monopolize for, you know, low vibrational gain, you know, for some quick fix or quick, you know, fast gratification, immediate gratification, then he would want to invest true love into something that is lasting for an eternal effort and ethereal result. You know, it's time's up for that. You know, it's just time's up for it. It's and I'm done. I'm going to go tend to my baby. That is the divine clarity and truth. It is so, and so it is. Y'all be careful out there. You hear? Protect your energy. Be careful that as you're standing in this position and power of strength, that you're not aligning with energies old or new that are just looking to monopolize on your fertility, in spirit and in truth, to manifest some selfishly desirable outcome, some self-interest of sorts that is not adding value to you or the involvement of the universe in any way, shape, or form. This is the judgment and justice of that energy here, and you do not want to get caught up in that mess, stuck in a world of burdens with no way forward. No, leave that to whom it was sown for and from, to harvest accordingly, and you walk into your abundance as you were ordained to do so. Until next time, peace.